everybody. Happy Saturday. Was I supposed to be here at 10:40? Okay, if you're live. I don't remember what time I said. Excuse me. I don't remember what time I said this for. I just been sitting here lollygagging thinking it started at 10:45. I was reading about the drones. If you didn't hear, there's like airplane-esque looking drones. They're calling them drones. We don't really know what it is. It's unidentified flying objects in the sky over the state of New Jersey. And, everybody's freaking out. Future President-elect Donald Trump said we should pew pew these things out the sky. And I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed. I'm a little embarrassed because they're here for our family reunion and they're not using the cloaking technology correctly. Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to alarm you. Just kidding. I don't know what that is. I am in New Jersey, yes. And interestingly, I might even make a whole BJ Investigates about this because the first time, I think I really only saw these. I don't leave my house that much, okay? Only time I saw them was before anybody was reporting on it in the news. So I'm just sitting there on my couch with the windows, curtain open, whatever. I'm looking outside. And we do live kind of near an airport. So there's very frequently, like all day, there's planes kind of flying, like not that far from the house, right? Kind of like not super close, like not so close you can hear like a loud noise. I mean, if you listen close, you could definitely hear the planes. But, it's like, closer than you would see them most times, right? Because it's still like on the ascent or the descent or whatever. Well, I'm looking out the window and I'm like, Prim, there's something real weird in the sky. And my eyes are not good. I saw it with my own eyes. Just listen to my story. I know y'all are here for Jay-Z, but I'm telling my firsthand eyewitness account of the New Jersey drone story real quick. If you would humor me, everybody settle in. It's going to be a little bit of a variety show today. After my drone story, we are going to talk about the Jay-Z stuff. Okay. And then after that, we're going to talk about like the girl that slept with 100 people in a day and stuff. Like I have some commentary on that. I have some commentary on Brett Cooper. So it's going to be, settle in. Okay. I saw it with my own eyes. Yes, I did. So it's nighttime. My eyes are not very good. Okay. My vision's not good, especially farther away, worse it is. So I'm like, I saw it for a while before I ever said anything to Prem. And I said, there's something real weird in the sky. And Prem's like, oh yeah, it's like airplanes. Like they're flying over all the time. And, different ones look different or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Then like, I don't know, minutes go by or whatever. And I see another one. And it did look like a plane flying. It did look like that. It was like gliding in one direction. Okay. It wasn't like zoo, 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 nothing, none of that. It was like, seemingly using the aerodynamic principles of like, Bernoulli principle where you're gliding through the air. Like that's what it seemed to be doing, but it was small. And now I've seen so many pictures of it that I think in my memory, I remember it having orange lights. But truly, I don't know if that's just because I've seen so many pictures of it. But Prem's like, that's probably, a plane. And I'm like, okay, and it happened again. And I'm like, Prem, I'm telling you, I've seen planes in my life. It's not. This isn't a plane. And then I'm like sitting there about to like, I'm going to sign up for a conservatorship or jail. I'm going to argue with him. What did I see? He would never do that. I'm joking, right? Like we disagree on stuff. And if I said I saw an alien fairy in the yard, he would believe it. Okay. So it's not like that. But like sometimes you're just like feeling yourself sounding crazy. Like, no, Prem, it wasn't a plane. It's like, okay, then what is it? So I just kind of let it go. The very, very next day, I saw an article. Mysterious drone spotted in New Jersey. And I was like, I knew it. Because like usually I wouldn't be so confident. Usually I would just be like, yeah, my eyes are bad. It's probably a plane. But y'all, this thing was close, like than a plane. How close? Couldn't tell you. But it was definitely like the features of it were a lot more distinguishable. And it seemed like a toy version of a plane. Like it didn't seem like a plane. It seemed like a toy or a personal. This better not be Elon Musk launching his next Tesla. Why did I just get that? Like, anyway, okay. So all that to say, I might have been late. All right. Something was filed last night. Okay. We got a few different things going on with the Jay-Z and the Diddy story. We're turning to that now. Okay. Ooh, okay. So last night, a few things happened. Okay. One, the 13-year alleged person who alleges she was 13 years old when Jay-Z and Diddy allegedly did things unspeakable to her. She did an interview last night with, or it premiered, it published last night with NBC. Now, we're going to get into the whole media analysis. Okay. It was Chloe Melas, the one that Jeff Bezos hand selected to interview him and his square-faced girlfriend. Anyway, so this Jane Doe, she does an interview. It's like in the dark. This comes like 1 or 2 days after a John Doe did an interview of a similar sort with CNN, which is where Chloe just came from. That's her former boss. So in the interview, somehow, some way, Chloe, for the first time possibly in her whole career, decided how to vet a source and vet a story. And she came with some pro Jay-Z questions, frankly. Now, I got to give Chloe credit to some extent, because all I'm asking for these media people to do, for these journalists to do, is to prioritize the truth. That's it. Look for the truth and prioritize the truth. If that means it comes out because Chloe looked and asked questions that this Jane Doe is a bold-faced, unmitigated liar, which I'm not saying she is, but let's just say Chloe Melas takes it upon herself to make it her mission to prove it, so be it. Don't lie. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Now, interesting that Chloe didn't have that same energy when it came to, for example, vetting the story of Britney Spears' conservatorship. Chloe Melas entirely and utterly lacked this energy when she was vetting the insider source information of what happened in the tent between Kylie Jenner and Justin Bieber at Coachella in 2014. She did not have this energy. Okay. But for some reason, I don't know, y'all can guess. Leave your speculations in the live chat and in the comment section. Y'all can guess why. I couldn't begin to know. But all of a sudden, Chloe Melas has the ability to vet a story, and she did find some holes in this Jane Doe story. Okay, so there's a video interview out. We're going to watch that too. But I thought what we should do here, because there's probably already many videos out about people watching that video, which we will get to. I want to go to the court docket, okay? Because it really doesn't actually matter what was said anywhere if it doesn't make it into this court case, okay? So let me share. Hold on. I got 3 documents and I can't. This is, okay, this document 46 in the Jay-Z, the Jane Doe versus P. Diddy, Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs, and Jay-Z. Okay, she's suing other people too, like the businesses or whatever, but this is the one where Jay-Z is getting sued. All right. Today is Saturday, December 14th. This was filed last night, December 13th, Friday night, Alex Spiro. Okay, this is Jay-Z's lawyer. He writes a letter, and the title of the document on the pacer is something like motion for conference, or letter motion for conference, or something like. He's requesting a conference on an issue. The title of his letter, Jane Doe versus Sean Combs. We write to the judge on behalf of Jay-Z. Okay. It's Jay-Z's lawyer. A matter of extraordinary and grave importance for the integrity of the proceedings in the above captioned case. Okay. I'm writing to you on a Friday night on behalf of Jay-Z for the integrity of the proceedings. Okay. Today at 7:27 p.m. That's the nighttime. Okay. So look at this letter. Look how long it is. I just want y'all to just get in touch with your intuition, your gut instinct real quick. All right. This was filed, certainly had to be before midnight, right? How do we know that? Because it says right here, it was filed on the 13th and today's the 14th. Okay. So it had to be filed before midnight last night for it to say the 13th on it. It had to be filed yesterday. All right. So before midnight, but after 7:27 p.m. on a Friday night, Alex Spiro, who's also representing major other cases. He's representing Elon Musk against the Department of Justice the SEC. He's like, Alex Spiro has many clients. Okay. I promise you, he's not just sitting around waiting for a news story about Jay-Z. In my opinion, maybe he is. Maybe it's his favorite case. Maybe his favorite client. But look, listen, what my gut instincts are saying is this letter, speculation here, was in some degree, some way already a little bit ready to go. I guess Alex on a Friday night, having a lot of other things to do, could have thrown this together and got it in before midnight. After 7 p.m. is East Coast. So within 4 hours from the moment it started airing, right? So he had to watch the whole video, do a whole legal analysis on it, and write this whole letter. Okay. That's, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So what does it say? Alex says today at 7, basically 7:30. This was yesterday. NBC News, Chloe Melas, she's the one that would run PR for Britney's conservatorship. That's where the beef starts. She was, in my opinion, and by all observations that I can make, in my opinion, she was intel gathering. She was running positive PR for the conservatorship because she would say, like, there's no need to free Britney. Say sources close to the conservatorship. I want to point out, as we're going through Chloe Melas's video in a little bit, she didn't do this type of vetting whenever sources close to the conservatorship said Britney needed it. Okay. So Chloe Melas, that's why I put it in the title. Chloe Melas with the assist. Today at 7:30, Chloe reported on an interview that Chloe conducted. See, it's reporters, but Chloe is the reporter. I mean, maybe other people were on there, but she says, as a representative and a spokesperson and a interviewer for working for NBC, she is NBC. She is NBC. And that's another issue that I take with this. People like to take these videos that I make like this and act like it's some type of like catty mean girl beef between me and some girl. No, baby girl, no sweetheart, no honey bunch. This is Walter Cronkite or whatever his damn name as far as we're concerned today. These are the news people. She is NBC for the purposes of presenting news. You should never feel bad for criticizing news when it's being presented like it's facts. Okay. Chloe, the news, reported she was unable to verify some of the claims that the Jane Doe had made. This is the 13-year-old alleged. She alleged she was 13 years old. It happened in 2000 after the VMAs. The interview outs. This is Jay-Z's lawyer writing this. Quote, the interview outs plaintiff's allegations for what they are. A sham. Basic facts in her narrative. The who, what, when, and where are wrong. She claims her father picked her up after the assault. Her own father denies that ever happened. She claims she spoke with Benji Madden. Okay. I don't know if that was disclosed previously, but Benji Madden was in one of these bands. What was he in? Good Charlotte. He was in like one of the like punk, pop punk, emo. I don't know. I don't even remember exactly, but he was in like one of the kind of like, those bands. This plaintiff, did I see this before? I don't know if I knew this before. This Jane Doe claims that she spoke with Benji Madden at the party that night, but he was on tour in the Midwest at the time, forcing her to admit, I've made some mistakes. I may have made a mistake in identifying. She claims the assault took place at an after party at Diddy's house, but photos that night show Diddy and Jay-Z at Lotus nightclub. Okay. So I want to just pause here real quick. All right. There's been two factual assertions by this plaintiff, by this Jane Doe that have been brought up for inspection. Okay. The two factual assertions, three. One, her father. Three. Let's do all three. This is, we'll take it as a thought exercise. Okay. She claims her father picked her up, but her father denies that happened. The father, listen, this Jane Doe could be lying. All right. I'm not saying she's not. What I'm saying is let's just look at what is said only. Take your feelings out of it. If you want feelings right now on this part, leave. Go somebody's channel that's doing feelings. There's a lot of feelings out there. If y'all want to go, goodbye. But let's just look at only just the facts. Okay, here. The father denies it happened. Does that mean it didn't happen? Can your, kid deny taking a cookie from the cookie jar? Doesn't mean he didn't. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. We don't know from the fact that the father denied it, whether it is true. Now, it does cast doubt. It would certainly have made her claim stronger if her father would have said, I do remember that. But the fact that he said that never happened only means he doesn't remember it happened. Or he's lying, He could not remember it happening because it didn't happen too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Some of y'all will get that somewhat. Moving on. The next claim, she spoke with this guy, Benji Madden, at the party that night, but he was on tour in the Midwest. Is it impossible to imagine that anybody, including maybe Benji Madden in the year 2000, could have got on a plane to go to a Diddy party after the VMAs? Is it hard to imagine that a lot of people were on tour in the Midwest who flew in that night because it was the VMAs? What I'm trying to point out is it's not necessarily an alibi, okay? Because on tour in the Midwest, it doesn't say he was in the Midwest on that night, the whole night. It just says he was on tour in the Midwest. That just means literally only thing that has to mean. He was on tour in the Midwest. He had a show in the Midwest. He could have got on a private plane. He could have got on a plane to go to the VMAs while he was on tour. Did he get on a plane to go to the VMAs? No. But the way that this is, I don't know. He could have. What I'm saying is the way it's worded is it's ambiguous. It could be interpreted in those two ways I just said. One of which would back up Jay-Z's side, but another interpretation would back up the Jane Doe, or at least leave her on the neutral ground instead of undermining her, right? And then, that's just two. All right. So her father picked her. She claims her father picked her up. Now, she did say she's admitting, I may have made some mistakes in identifying who it is. Now, she doesn't get a get out of no credit. She doesn't get a not docked credibility point in my book card because of this, a get out of jail free card, because she's admitted that she made a mistake. No, I'm going to take that in as another variable. You have to think about this stuff because, y'all, we got a long 5 months ahead of us. All right. It's going to be a lot of allegations and some of them's going to not be true. Okay. It's just some of them's going to be not true. Some of them's not going to be true allegations because people are lying on purpose. We have to be, and I never really try to say the we stuff, but I'm telling y'all, we all do. People following this case, we have to be aware of the reality. We can't have rose-colored glasses and think because we wouldn't do something heinous that somebody else isn't possibly going to or isn't capable of doing it. Okay. So some people are not going to be lying on purpose, but they're going to be genuinely, truthfully convinced. If you put them on a lie detector, they will pass it. You know what I mean? Like, because in their own mind, they're going to think it's true, but it's not going to be true. That's going to be for many reasons. It's not a member only chat. It's a subscriber only chat. But since you said that, you're banned forever anyway. Goodbye. We have to be prepared for the fact that we're like human beings are by default necessarily not perfect at remembering exact details of things, right? That's what cameras do. Okay. So yes, it is subscribers only. So if you want to chat in the live chat, you do have to click the free subscribe button. It's free. Just click subscribe. Or don't, but then you don't get to chat. Sorry, go make a video. So the reason I wanted to go live about this and make this live and do this in a little bit of a more informal way is because I see a lot of people are already, for lack of a better term, freaking out. Oh my God, because this happened, it undermines every Jane Doe. No, it doesn't. Because y'all still, and I do it sometimes too, are going about this with like underlying logical fallacies. Okay. And truly, once you recognize the fallacies, you can just choose to not do them anymore. Okay. You know, these at base level. All right. Just because so-and-so does something doesn't mean so-and-so else isn't doing something. So I like to give the ancient Southern proverbs on these. But Mom, Jenny made a C. She made a C in the class. I only made a B. I should, be able. What did your mom say? I'm not Jenny's mama. And you not Jenny. Okay. So that applies here. So-and-so lied. Busby lied. That means every one of Busby's clients lied. No, that means Busby lied. That means Busby lied. And it ends. Arguments have to have a chain holding it together. Like, think of it like your necklace chain, right? If any link is broken, you can't wear it. Back to this. She claims she spoke with Benji Madden at the party that night. All right. But he was on tour in the Midwest at the time. At what time? That's a link in the chain. A lot of links. What time? At the time, just in general? Do we have proof of this? Do we have hours? Do we have timestamps? Because I know for a fact these people have private planes access. So is this me trying to say this Jane Doe is telling the truth? No, I don't know. And neither do you. And do you see how when we go through, I'm doing this slow right now because it's really to try and calm down some of the cortisol that I'm seeing spiked all over the internet. If you never make a hard and fast decision about something, or if you refrain from doing so until you personally have enough facts to know, then you don't end up in a position where you're like, oh, I got. Do you see what I'm saying? You could even believe something in your heart. You could use your gut instinct. You could use your all of that. And you could know something in your heart and that type of knowing. But it's like, I don't have enough proof to be out here, getting attached to that argument. Because if this lady turns out to be lying, it doesn't matter for any other victim. And it doesn't matter for really her case as long as the facts are there. You know, she could be lying about everything. She could be lying about how old she was, where it happened, when it happened. But if there's proof enough to align the allegations of what happened in the S assault, then she could still win. Okay. So when somebody's lying about something in court, it undermines their credibility. When somebody gets something wrong in court, even because they truly believed it, but they don't remember it, it does in court. I'm telling you how it works in court. In court, it does cast doubt on their credibility. Because what's expected is if you don't remember something, you're supposed to say, I don't remember. You're not supposed to guess. So this really brings into focus. I think it's been happening. It's been happening on the coverage of this case, but this particular situation is bringing into focus why lawyers do say don't go do interviews on the news. Okay. Because within a few hours after the interview aired on the news, here's Jay-Z trying to get the whole case dismissed based on it. Okay. She claims the assault took place at an after party at Mr. Combs' home. But photos show Combs and Jay-Z were at the Lotus nightclub for the after party. Okay, y'all, this is another one where it's like, all right, this doesn't even really cast doubt on her credibility to me. Maybe the dad not remembering might a little. And when I say to me, I mean, if I'm speculating how a judge or a jury would see it for the purposes of a judge, you know what I mean? For my own personal beliefs, I do interject those, but you know, that's what I meant just now. The assault could have took place at Diddy's home. And they still could have been at the Lotus. You think they had Getty images? You think they had Getty images at the after party at Diddy's house? No, but they probably had it at the Lotus party. And the VMAs, we all know that. And after the party, it's the. And after the after party, it's the. And then after that, we got to clear the lobby. And then there's another, right? So like all night, you're dwindling from the big party to the less, to the smaller, to the after, to the after, to the after, to the after, after, to the after, after. So they could have easily been at Lotus Club and also been at their house that night. In fact, they probably did eventually go back to their house that night, right? Could have been 4 a.m. it happened. I don't know. I mean, I do have her lawsuit up. We can look at some of her details here. But this one right here, I don't think casts doubt at all. Oh, there's photos of them from the Lotus Club. That don't mean that something didn't happen at their house that night. Please. When pressed, and why was she being pressed? Chloe Melas, the one who Jeff Bezos hand selected to interview him and his square-headed girlfriend who used to date Gavin Newsom. Please. So when Chloe pressed this Jane Doe, the plaintiff admitted she was guessing about key details, including the time it took to reach the venue. She admits she has no single corroborating witness over the last 24 years. Okay, so a witness would help her. That would help her. But the fact that a witness wasn't there doesn't mean it didn't happen, right? That's what we have to keep coming back to. Does that mean it didn't happen, right? If Benji Madden would have said he was in the hospital, we have hospital records, and he was live streaming the whole thing, and it's time stamped and marked the whole night. For me, that'd be enough. You know, given that the tape was real and stuff, that would be enough to show that she definitely did not see Benji Madden that night, right? But isn't Benji Madden a twin? One of those rock boys is a twin. Oh my God, if it's Benji Madden, that would be so funny. Is he a twin? But just because you don't have a witness doesn't mean it didn't happen, right? Lots of things happen with no witness. Now, she did admit that she was guessing about key details. That's good. She should admit that. She should admit that because it gives an explanation. But then that allows Jay-Z and his lawyer to open the door and say, then what else is she guessing about? Because this event never happened. Now, do y'all think it's interesting that I haven't seen no treatment like this of a Jane Doe or a John Doe by any other media outlet or this one ever in the last year that people have been coming out against this man. Where it's like, Misha, they didn't have Misha up here doing this. Chloe Melas didn't. It's almost like Misha was a little bit of a trial run, a press trial run. I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but it's almost like the Misha stuff was a little bit of a press trial run to test it out on the niche market first to see how we would react before they then did it on the news with their friend Chloe. I don't know. It's just I'm a conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean? But after this came out, I saw this article, okay? And it's all of a sudden the media is discrediting these Jane Does, which is fine. I do think that they should. Not for no reason, but if they find actual proof and stuff, we shouldn't hide proof. We should not gatekeep proof, because if somebody's lying about being a victim, then they should be busted. They should be. Okay? However, there's reasons people could forget stuff. The problem comes in whenever people don't say, I'm guessing, because they've now presented something as if they weren't guessing. It's reasonable to guess. It's understandable to guess. It's understandable that you were on substances. You couldn't remember, but you got to say that. I don't really remember, but to the best of my memory. Some of these people do. Some of the Jane Does do, to the best of their recollection, opinion, belief. And again, I don't want y'all to take me talking about one incident as if I'm talking about every incident. That's kind of the theme of the day. But look at this Hollywood Reporter article. This one just came out a couple days ago. And it's like another one of those instances where it's like, okay, so now they're kind of calling into question some of these Jane Does all of a sudden. Interview with a man accusing Diddy of white party SA, riddled with major inconsistencies. Okay, so this was just 2 days before the Chloe Melas Jane Doe interview. All right, so Hollywood Reporter, interestingly, is reporting it. And guess who owns Hollywood Reporter? That would be Penske Media. See, this is the Penske Media website. Penske Media, they own Hollywood Reporter. Hollywood Reporter is casting doubt on Diddy stuff. You know what else property that Hollywood Reporter used to own, or maybe still owns? Vibe magazine. Okay. Vibe magazine is listed in the Adria English lawsuit as publishing, as part of a conspiracy in the Adria English lawsuit. Part of a conspiracy to publish and publicize and advertise Diddy's white parties as something other than they were. Okay, so they own Hollywood Reporter, they own Vibe, that's getting sued as a co-defendant, or was, I don't know, maybe they still are, getting sued as a co-defendant with Diddy, the owner of this, Penske Media. And then they're the only ones coming out saying, oh, there's holes in the story. Okay, Penske Media has a direct court reason to help Diddy because they're co-defendants with each other. I'm not saying they're acting on it. I'm not saying they're acting on that incentive. I'm talking about an incentive that exists. Just like, you don't have to believe in gravity or whatever, but like you're walking around and you're stuck to the plane we're walking on. So, I mean, well, in the Adria English lawsuit, let me look it up. Let's see. As a TIFF, no. Town Square. I'll have to look for that later. Let me finish the Alex Spiro document because we didn't even finish that. But yeah, no, I wanted to just kind of put some context in there. That's my opinion. What is Vlad doing in here? At least change your Russian op name from Vladimir before you come in here trolling. Oh my God. Tell me you came from a Russian bot farm without telling me, Vlad. Please. Y'all do better next time. This No, Zippy, I don't, other than that being tangentially related, like connected through the different documents, I haven't heard anything about that. Um, okay, so this is Jay-Z's lawyer's letter. We're back to that. He's talking about Benji Madden, talking about, she was guessing about key details. She admits she has no single corroborating witness. These stunning revelations make clear that the complaint filed by Anthony Busby, who they're suing also. Anthony Busby is also a defendant in his own lawsuit against, that's being filed against him by Jay-Z as a John Doe. And who's filing that lawsuit? The lawyer who wrote this letter in this case. So there's two separate cases going on, and the two lawyers and the two, you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z versus Anthony Busby is one case. And then Jane Doe versus Diddy and Jay-Z is another case in another jurisdiction, in another court, in another judge. But they're both happening at the same time with the same party, like the same people involved and lawyer, representing. So they're going to take every opportunity they can to drag Busby, right? Because now there's two cases. So they're trying to take anything anywhere and build them up with each other. So now it's like, look how horrible Tony Busby is. You're creating evidence against Tony Busby. You could then use it in the other lawsuit. And this is not allowed or like illegal or I mean, it is to some extent, you can't like do anything illegal, but just to like document things with a court so you have evidence of it is not, and so I do think he's being a little bit over the top with the way he's saying it. Like some of this stuff, like, I don't think it does like what he's trying to make it seem like it does. But yeah, I mean, it is important to include that she doesn't have any witnesses. That's one factor. That's not the factor. And it can definitely not be the only deciding factor because a lot of stuff happens with no witnesses. Okay, so these stunning revelations make clear that the complaint filed by Busby therefore had no factual basis whatsoever. No, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. The stunning revelations do not make clear that they had no factual basis. He's missing several links in his chain. All right. He needed to give me a lot more links before that because these only cast doubt. Okay. They cast doubt. They do not make it clear that they had no factual basis whatsoever. Alex, you know it. I know it. Don't say stuff that's not true. Please. It just does undermine. Because I want to give the professional credit where it's due to these folks. I mean, their jobs are hard and they're at the top of the game. But like, better than writing that false statement. And you could write an equally profound and impactful statement without saying something false because now whose credibility was undermined? Yours. And that's why Agnifilo can't even talk anymore about legal pads and this and that because he's done misrepresented to the court. You can't say stuff's not true. They don't make it clear that there's no factual basis. That's not what it does. Even Anthony Busby is walking back the complaint he put his name to, excusing these glaring inconsistencies by pointing the finger at the case being referred by another firm who allegedly vetted the story before sending it to them. We're getting some insider tea. Busby's being quoted, in this letter as having said, another firm vetted the story before sending it to them. That's not going to cut it. And here's the thing too. I'm not even that mad at Jay-Z and crew coming for Tony Busby's credibility a little bit. I'm not. Because I believe, in my opinion, at least some of Tony Busby's clients, I believe, are truly victims of Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. I believe it. Okay. And I believe those people, those women, men, and children, and otherwise, probably not children, let's hope, but deserve the most stand up, buttoned down, professional, by the book straight-laced, no shenanigans, no freaking way that crap is getting ever overturned, squeaky clean lawyer, if they could find it. You know what I mean? Obviously, they deserve to have representation, whatever they can have. But I don't think Tony Busby is the only lawyer in this whole country who could bring forward 100 claims against somebody. And if it does turn out that Tony Busby isn't adequately vetting these stories, that should come to light. Why should we be afraid of the truth to come out? Oh, it might hurt every person's credibility under Tony Busby. Yep, it might. But that is a natural consequence of Tony Busby. If this is true, okay, I don't know if what Alex Spiro is saying is true. All right, I'm taking this for face value. But if this is true, we deserve to know this. It needs to come out into the public, should have been out into the public. And I believe that the person who's representing, as far as we're concerned as the public, the most victims, alleging to be victims of Diddy in the world, should have his ducks in a row. Okay. So hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. Hopefully these are false allegations or they're misleading, hopefully, because it would be the best to me, in my opinion. It would be the best to me, in my opinion, if the subset of clients who are truly victims are able to be represented going forward and not undermined and aren't, at an unfair disadvantage because of who's representing them or because of things that are outside of their control. Okay. Let's read further. The heinous allegations against Jay-Z are patently false. The complaint filed by Busby therefore had no factual basis whatsoever. He says it again. Oh, girl. He was in a rush. He put the same exact two sentences in a row. I thought I was having a seizure. In light of those developments, it is now clear Busby signed the complaints and other filings in this case in violation of Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11. So Rule 11 is a big one. Under that rule, an attorney who signs a document assumes an affirmative duty. An affirmative duty. That's important. This is the operative word here. Ooh, y'all, they might get Busby. If true, all of this depends on if what they're saying is true. Okay. But in this letter, it says, under the rule 11, the attorney has the affirmative duty to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the facts and the law before filing. And that has been interpreted ad nauseum, by courts. To what extent, what does it mean to conduct a reasonable inquiry? And so the filing goes on to say the attorney's signature denotes merit in the filing and sends a message to the district court that this document is to be taken seriously. And it's true. If you have an attorney submit something for you in court, the judge knows that there's going to be some reasonable level of something, right? And sometimes that doesn't happen. And that's whenever that is sanctionable. Plaintiffs may not file a complaint in this court without having made a reasonable investigation into the facts. In addition, attorneys who learn after filing a complaint that the factual assertions are false, which again, I'm glad we did that whole analysis in the beginning. If you're just joining, we did kind of go through the 3 or 4, I think it's 3 claims that Jay-Z's lawyer is making that are like facts. He's like, because of these facts, the whole entire everything about everything has to be dismissed. And the facts that he presented were the father denies that he's the one that picked her up. Okay. The father denies being the one to pick her up. The other fact that he says is that this lady said she saw Benji Madden at a party, but Benji Madden was on tour in the Midwest at that time. And the other one was Jay-Z and P. Diddy were elsewhere in the city that night as well, the Lotus Club. So that necessarily means there's no possible way they could have been at the house assaulting someone ever at any point after the VMAs that night. All three of those do not necessarily mean that Tony Busby didn't do a reasonable assertion and investigation into underlying facts. It also doesn't mean which factual. See, this is the thing. This is going to come into play and they're going to argue about it. So we do need to discuss it here. This is what the sentence says. In addition, this is Jay-Z's lawyer arguing on his behalf. Attorneys who learn after filing a complaint that, quote, the factual assertions are false must immediately withdraw the claims. Okay. The factual assertions underlying a complaint is going to end up being a big deal. Okay. Because courts have decided in many different types of cases, including like defamation cases, that the facts underlying a case are the substantive, the substantial and material facts underlying. Not was it a Wednesday or a Thursday? Whole complaint got to go. No, that obviously doesn't make sense. Oh, his name was Jaden, not Braden. Oops. It was even sometimes the city, he took me from Los Angeles to New York to California. No, from Los Angeles to New York to Florida. But really it was Los Angeles to Florida to New York. That's not enough right now. Now, an attorney does have a duty to withdraw the complaint, but to refile like an amendment, like the case doesn't have to close. He can just file a new one, an updated one. That's fine to withdraw. Okay. But Spiro is, amped up at 7:27 on a Friday night for whatever reason and vigorously saying that everything's false in the statement, basically. Given today's revelations, Busby almost certainly failed to undertake a reasonable inquiry into the facts before he filed the complaint. He should never have brought the claims. At minimum, he should withdraw them now. If I had to guess what's going to happen, Busby in the next 2 days will have this complaint refiled, amended again. It'll be a third amended complaint. If I had to guess, that's my prediction. Spiro says allowing these claims to remain pending even a moment longer not only harms Jay-Z, his family, his businesses, his employees, and his legacy, it also impairs the integrity of the judicial system. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. See, this is a lawyer making that same logical fallacy. No, it doesn't. Now, if the judge were to make some crazy decision on this, that would impair the integrity of the judicial system. But a judge, before seeing any of the facts, allowing the claims to stay on, it actually upholds, Alex, the integrity of the judicial system. And this is what I mean by him. He could have just left this whole sentence out, this whole little subset out. It makes it awkward and weird to read anyway. He should have left that out and it would have been a perfectly fine sentence. Silences the voices of true victims. No, it doesn't. I'm taking this out too. No, it doesn't. I'm not going with that narrative. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because if y'all are admitting, if we're all going to be in admission and agreement that any one person coming out and lying means that forever and always, everybody else is, quote, silenced. No, I don't consent. I don't think that way. Alex is telling on himself. You're silencing other victims if you lie. What? That means you see everybody as the same. Everybody's same victim. Nobody's individual. Stupid. It's stupid. He should have just said it harms Mr. Carter, his family, his businesses, his employees, and his legacy that he's worked so hard to build, period. You don't have to bring in all this political bullshit, Alex. Furthermore, It appears that Busby has attempted to circumvent the authority of this court to enforce Rule 11 and associated obligations by declining to seek admission to this court before signing pleadings and other documents. Oh, wow. I hadn't read this part. Hold on. That added Mr. Carter as a defendant and noticed emotionally. Okay. Alex, I think he took it too far, but this is actually huge. Okay, so Busby is not licensed to practice law in the Southern District of New York. And he has not sought, let alone obtained admission, pro hoc vice. So you can practice law in a state or a court in a state where you're not licensed. Like say you have your license in whatever, probably Texas, and you never took the bar in New York. You can practice in a court in New York, but you have to get certain permissions and you have to do certain things. You have to obtain local counsel, which means there has to be like a phone a friend, like standing by so that they can kind of like make sure that you're going to be filing everything with the right standards and everything like that. But this is interesting. Spiro is saying Busby is not licensed to practice here and he hasn't even asked for permission to be filing these documents. Why is this? Why is this going on? In the nearly 8 weeks since he initiated the proceeding, he has filed a complaint in this matter that was signed solely by him using an S signature. Signed, the S signature is the one where it's like it looks like that has this S, and most of the time it's typed out, but sometimes people like do still sign it. He signed the amended complaint alongside another lawyer, which I thought that was okay, but maybe you do have to be appearing ad hoc vice. Pro hoc vice or ad hoc vice? I thought it was ad. That added Jay-Z is a defendant and noticed a motion. Oh, that added him as a defendant. Also noticed a motion. So he did the notice for a motion for Jane Doe to proceed anonymously, accompanied by a supporting brief and a declaration. Yeah, he did. I'm actually kind of blown away. How was he allowed to do all this without filing for the appropriate appearances? Most recently, December 10th, he filed a letter, which he also signed alone. Mr. Busby's failure to obtain admission to the bar of this court, I think it could just be an oversight because he's sloppy. But listen at the Jay-Z's lawyer's argument is that the fact that Busby didn't ask for permission, it wasn't some simple little mistake. No, ma'am. It's a, quote, transparent attempt to circumvent the basic requirements of Rule 11 and the rules of professional conduct. So he's trying to circumvent. I don't get it. I don't get what the allegation is. He should have just said he's practicing, like that. None of this even matters. Admission subjects an attorney to the jurisdiction of the court and to sanctions. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I was lost in the minute. I was lost in the beginning, Alex. Sorry. I was lost. All right. I see what he's doing here. All right. Whoa. Maybe he's right. Oh my God. Tony Busby definitely does seem like, savvy, I'll say. Okay, y'all. So this is what's going on here. Jay-Z's lawyer, after saying all the other stuff he just said about the facts and should be dismissed and all that, he's bringing up another point of order to the judge's attention. Busby is not licensed to practice in the Southern District of New York. So him filing something with this court is basically the same as you or me filing something with the court. It's like you don't have permission to even do that over here. You have to go through this process. He could get admission.
He has to be admitted through this pro hoc vice process. Jay-Z's lawyer is saying the fact that Busby didn't get admitted to this court, it's not accident. He's doing it on purpose. Why? So that he doesn't get in trouble. He says, this is Jay-Z's lawyer, admission subjects an attorney to the jurisdiction of the court and to sanctions for signing pleadings that are not grounded in the facts and the law. So Alex is saying, I can't even get sanctions against this man because he's not even admitted to practice law here, and you don't have jurisdiction over him, Your Honor. Mr. Busby thus appears to have strategically declined to seek admission. Strategically declined. He strategically did this in order to avoid sanctions for a complaint he knew had no factual basis. Okay, he knew now. Okay, first of all, Spiro hasn't even proven that there's no factual basis. He's just started saying that as a conclusion. And now he's gonna throw in Tony Busby's state of mind, like he has any idea what Tony Busby knew about a factual basis. It's just all unnecessary for no reason. Given these facts, Jay-Z intends to file immediately. I bet you it's going to be tomorrow. I bet you it could be this weekend. Mr. Carter, that's Jay-Z, intends to file immediately a motion to strike. A motion to strike, not dismiss, strike it from the whole existing. The First Amendment complaint under Rules 11, C2, and Rule 12F. The attorney, or Jay-Z, respectfully requests that the court shorten the filing deadline for that motion. Y'all, I did not even read this. I did not even read this. He wants the court to shorten the filing deadline for the motion to strike. Okay, he's going to file a motion to strike, okay? And he has by statute 21 days to file it after he serves. Oh my God. This thing is already written. Somebody's going to leak it. He wants to shorten the deadline to file it to a day. He don't need 21 days. Soon as I serve them with the notice that one's getting filed, I'm filing it the next day or that day. Wow. Okay, so the footnote got cut off. So he's citing this case. There's this case law. Man, Wei, Shui, oh, sorry, girl, I don't know. Peking Taste Inc. Wait. Declining, they're citing case law, declining to refer attorney to the disciplinary committee of the district. So in this case, an attorney exhibited inflammatory and extremely disturbing conduct, but the judge couldn't send her to the disciplinary committee. Because why? Because, quote, she is not admitted in this district and she has not entered an appearance in this case. But, and then another case law, this is Urbachi Caroni something. Because plaintiff's counsel has not been admitted to practice law in this court, the instant motion is not properly before this court and therefore it should be denied. So, okay, they're going to motion to strike this complaint. I can guarantee y'all, in my opinion, I can't guarantee anything, but in my opinion, I think they're going to motion on a few grounds. One grounds Jay-Z is going to motion on is the first one that they mentioned. They're going to say nothing in the complaint is factual. The woman is not credible. And Busby has not been admitted. And Busby has not vetted. He has not vetted her complaints. He hasn't done the required procedures. And if you wanted to sanction him, you couldn't because he's not admitted to the bar here. So I also think they're going to argue a third ground, at least for dismissal or to strike. Maybe it'll be a motion to dismiss also on separate grounds. But I think that Jay-Z and his lawyer are going to also say, this has to be dismissed anyway, because it was filed by somebody it's not even proper, right? The issue is that easily the next person could tomorrow file the same thing who is properly admitted. So I don't think they're going to lead with that, but I do think they are going to just to get it dismissed. They're going to argue everything, I think. And that's going to be one of the things. Exhibit A. Okay. This is Exhibit A that they attached. So Jay-Z, Exhibit A. It's the article. And he had all this ready to go. And this is an exclusive from Chloe Melas. Okay. So not only is he citing her interview, but they got the exclusive and he had this ready to go and filed within hours of this segment coming out. Isn't that convenient? This is such a corny picture. Okay. Especially of Diddy. Jay-Z looks like normal or whatever, but like, what is this one doing? Jay-Z accuser comes forward to NBC News as look at the title even. Have y'all seen Diddy accusers being referred to in titles like this? I mean, like a title could be an infinite amount of things. But Chloe Melas wanted to highlight that there was inconsistencies in the allegations of these of this Jane Doe. The woman told NBC News she came forward because you should always advocate for yourself. When asked about the inconsistencies in her account, she added, I made some mistakes. And Chloe Melas just doing her regular, completely expected, par for the course duties of being a mockingbird shill, in my opinion. Okay, so let me pull up that video, the interview. And this is the Jane Doe, the person who alleges. She was but 13 years old the night of the VMAs, and things took place. Things took place between and upon her. Now, it's astonishing to me. If you're just joining, hello, hi. If you're just joining, hello, hi. We talked earlier about this person. Let me. Okay. The person conducting the interview, her name is Chloe Melas. Okay. Chloe Melas. She has been in journalism, you could say gossip column journalism for years. She had a job at Hollywood Life magazine, and it was also kind of like an online fake news, Justin Bieber was spotted kissing Selena Gomez in the tent at Coachella, that type of thing. She has over the years kind of moved up. She's kind of moved up to now, if you just saw this person out in the streets on the news, you'd be like, wow, what a professional, normal, regular news girl or whatever. But I have personal experiences with Chloe Melas, which are now public, have now made them public. Y'all can go watch an unedited interview, that in my opinion, sham interview that she conducted for Jamie Spears and Lou Taylor, in my opinion. She doesn't operate in good faith, and she's not credible. She's not a reliable media source at all. She posted things that are still up to date with no edits, no corrections, no update, that say there's no need to free Britney from her conservatorship, say sources close to the star. And then she doesn't even vet who the sources are. She doesn't tell us who the sources are. She's just saying, y'all need to calm down. Britney wants to get out, but she don't need out. I want to just be very clear. She did not vet any of the members of the conservatorship team in this way. None. She also was chosen, hand-selected, this woman, Chloe Melas, to do an exclusive, first time in the world interview with Jeff Bezos and his square-headed girlfriend, whatever her name is, I forgot. And she used to be with the governor of California or whatever. Exclusive interview. They were talking about billions of dollars and millions of dollars. We're talking about all kind of stuff. She didn't vet not one damn thing nobody said in there. She didn't vet nothing nobody said in there. She doesn't vet shit. Show me where Chloe Melas has given this treatment to another person. That being said, I sincerely hope she keeps the same goddamn energy. Because what I'm going to tell you is this is one of the biggest stories in the world. And the traditional news media, NBC, needs to make sure that they handle these cases responsibly. So just how they vetting her, they need to start bringing this same damn energy to everybody else they talking about. Because nobody was talking about inconsistencies in this woman's story. Nobody was talking about inconsistencies in her story. Maybe a few people. I shouldn't say nobody. I really don't know. But now it's the title headline in the news. Inconsistencies against Jane Doe, against Jay-Z. Nosy Speculee said she sounds, which means it's an opinion statement right now. This is not a factual statement. It's a statement of opinion. She sounds like she's carrying water for the defendants and their well-connected pals. Sure does. Sure does. Oh, let me bring up my web, actually. Let me bring up my web. Y'all like the web, huh? Is it Diddy? Oh, Fiona Pastana. That's the web. Let me show y'all this web real quick. See this? This is Chloe. That's Chloe right there. This is her, Chloe Melas. She's the one that interviewed the Jane Doe. She's the one that all of a sudden, after being in this industry, sharing insider source secrets, what happened in the freaking tents at Coachella between the Kar-Jenners. All of a sudden, after spreading that Britney Spears, a literal slave, an enslaved person, a human being with no rights, needed that. She needed it. She didn't vet that shit. No, this is her. This is her right here. So she also likes to shill for momager Kris Jenner. She likes to shill for her because Chloe Melas, a freaking airhead dud, was out here defending the valuation of Kylie Cosmetics after it had been 50%, 51% sold in a $600 million cash sale. Of course it's worth it. Of course. She's built this brand on CNN. Okay. She hasn't vetted nothing else like this. All right. That's what I'll point out. And I hope I've made my point clear. It's not sharing this now. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I'm being hacked. Not really. That was a joke. Okay, here you go. All right, Chloe Melas. Now, what I will also say, the person who did the other interview, Elizabeth Wagmeister, she did the other interview with the other, with the John Doe, like a day before this one. Elizabeth Wagmeister, I like her. She has always been nice to me. She's always given the Free Britney movement the screen time, the airtime it deserved. I feel like she's always been pretty balanced. I don't know. Maybe y'all saw her doing something I didn't. But Elizabeth Wagmeister also started a Hollywood life. So it just goes to show that you don't have to be a Chloe Melas about it and be the first person bringing forward inconsistencies as the title. Again, if somebody's actually lying, they should be questioned on it. And I do think that we should see more journalism like this. But it's this picking and the choosing that I'm like, please.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today? Because I think that
Chloe is not a good actress because you can see the disdain and the neck tension today. Watch what I mean. Just look at her. You can see the disdain that she has for this working class woman. Okay. Now, again, listen, look, the woman could be lying because she sounds like Jamie Gilmore, Gilmour in the voice. And I got PTSD from that. So I'm not saying that's her. I'm not. It doesn't sound like her like that. I'm just saying people lie. People lie. People also forget. People have memory lapses. People were on substances. The memory can fade, whatever. Okay. But also people lie. And also, I don't really see any of the stuff they've pointed out so far as like that damning to her story. So what? Diddy and Jay-Z were at a club somewhere else across town that same night. They could get in a car and go somewhere else. That's not dispositive. So what? Benji Madden was on tour. It was like one of the biggest bands at the time, period. I'm aware he could have easily gotten on a private jet or a commercial flight and flown in for the VMAs, which I'll give somebody $1. I'll give you $1. Send me a Cash App if you can find me. Actually, I don't want to give you $1. That sounds like a lot. I'll give you $1 in my heart. I'll give you a shout out. If you can find me, was Benji Madden at the VMAs in 2000? Somebody find, was Benji Madden at the VMAs in 2000? What band was he in? Good Charlotte. Did they perform? Somebody find evidence that he was at the VMAs, because boom, there you go. Okay. One fact. There you go. And then, what was the other thing? Her dad don't remember. Her dad denies it. Well, there's many reasons her dad could deny it, and it could still have happened. So that's not, her case isn't dead in the water to me, but that's kind of like how they're like trying to make it seem like, and it's just not.
Quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account.
Benji Madden does have a twin? Why did I get that? Like, it like zapped through my spinal cord a while ago. Like, I think he's a twin. What if his freaking twin was at the VMAs and this lady saw him? Does that mean she lied when she said she saw him? What are the chances a twin could have said, I'm Benji? We know they got body doubles out here. Oh my God. Benji Madden has a twin.
Found inconsistencies in her allegations.
I think Benji Madden, in my opinion, Benji Madden was at the VMAs. He flew in from being on tour. That's what I predict. In my prediction, not my opinion. In my prediction, that's what I predict. But even if he was over there, there's a whole nother new avenue. He has a twin.
Says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone? No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says,
I don't know if that was just like some creative editing to make her look like bad. Benji Madden Combs, please. That would be funny. Benji Madden is Benji Combs. He was born a Combs. Y'all, I don't think that just because this doesn't prove nothing to me. All this is doing is making it look like Chloe has an agenda.
I mean, let me actually do a poll real quick. I'm interested to know what y'all are thinking in the chat. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm gonna ask, does this make you, hold on, let me go to this thing. I can only do one thing at once. I don't know if y'all knew. Hold on. This thing. Okay. Let me do a poll. I want to do, does it seem like Chloe is PR pushing for defense? Question mark. Okay. I put it to y'all. I think yes. Nothing you could say gonna change my mind. But I want to know just what, I just want to take a poll. Just want to know what y'all thinking. Okay. Let's get back to this video.
And drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
Oh, she saw both of them. Okay, so the twin theory is out. Okay. She said she saw both.
Talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have a really is about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says,
again, I didn't get the ask, but they didn't put it in the filing that he did not attend the VMAs. So that takes away some of the, you know, doubt and some of the things. But again, didn't attend the VMAs doesn't mean they didn't get on a plane and go to the party, because a lot of these Diddy lawsuits say that. I was flown in for the party and then I left the next day. Now, are they true? No, CBS runs the Super Bowl, they saying.
had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
Jay-Z comes in and rapes me.
I don't know what they're gonna say right now. I didn't.
Away from him.
Fighting.
Put his hand over my mouth.
Okay, hand over her mouth. Told her stop it. Stop it. Cut the bleep.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
They always ask this, and it's like the way they ask it. I've been asked this question by many a reporter and a documentarian, and that they ask, like, are you a little scared? And it's they telling on themselves, because if she wasn't scared, she wouldn't be doing this shill job. Okay. No, I'm not freaking scared. You scared coming out against this freaking clown? Please. He got to worship at the altar of the one that I'm his favorite. So I'm the favorite of the one that the altar he's worshiping at. Take it up with him.
Yeah, I'm scared of what happened, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Melas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yeah, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right, very thorough reporting there. Chloe, thank you so much for that.
Thanks for watching.
Very thorough reporting indeed. Very thorough reporting indeed. It took Chloe Melas a degree from Columbia or some shit. Where'd she go to school? Somewhere good. Took her a degree from somewhere good and another degree from somewhere else pretty good. And 15 years and running through 11 media companies. But for the first time I've seen, she did some thorough reporting. Amen, Jesus. Allegedly. Yeah, no, the voice. Chloe didn't qualify the case as frivolous because there's nothing Chloe Melas could do or say that could qualify a case as anything. I don't know. I think the girl probably just don't remember. And people are afraid to just say that. I was on drugs, I don't remember. Could also be climbed a tree, played a leprechaun. I really do not know. Yeah. They have another brother too named Josh. Well, which one has the Last Supper? Hannah said Busby definitely fumbled letting this interview happen if he knew about it beforehand. And I mean, y'all listen. This could have been why Busby wanted to file all these as Jane Doe's. Did you think about it that way? Oh, man. Actually, if you're playing 6D chess, this could actually end up helping. Because it could show in the criminal case just how exactly it works. Like, everything is, very few things are direct, right? So when we hear about these direct things, like I woke up and Diddy was, me while I was, like that's so direct. It's a direct attack. I will unalive you. That's like a direct attack, right? But then a lot of this stuff is kind of, aren't you scared a little bit? I mean, these people are pretty powerful. And some of it is like Lou Taylor hiring the law firm I was working at. Would you be willing to stop making videos about Stonebridge Investment Counsel, Lou Taylor's investment firm that she started? Would you be willing to stop talking about that? Lou Taylor didn't show up at my house with a pew-pew. It's these roundabout ways, right? So in this Jay-Z situation, in this Jay-Z, case, what this shows is somehow somebody got a hold of one of these Jane Does, found out who she was, put her up on the news, and is annihilating her now, right? Chloe was sitting there smiling at her little, and weren't you scared a little bit? And she was like a little jackal, just predator. No, I thank you so much for the compliment. I don't want to practice law. I don't want to practice law. I don't want to do it. No, I'd rather just talk about it with y'all. It's a message that no Jane Doe is safe. Yeah, right. And it's like Jane Doe's, y'all, we're not going to be getting all the sympathy no more and all that. Reading some of y'all's. Yeah, I'm more of a teacher. That's better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I do practice law a little bit.
Not with a license, but I definitely be working on these cases. Do y'all know? I have an announcement to make. Put a clapping emoji or some celebration emoji in the chat. My lawyers have filed the 4th admitted complaint motion to dismiss in my lawsuit that I keep winning over and over again. So the girl keeps suing over and over again. She amended the complaint. It's the 4th amended complaint. It's been dismissed already 2 times. Dismissed 2 times already, federal court. She amended it and did it again. So I filed my motion to dismiss. Should I come on here? Thank you for the claps. Thank you for the claps. Should I come on here later and just read it? I was thinking about doing a fundraiser, like a performance art piece, where I just like log on and just like no edits, no nothing, just like straight up read the complaint. And I mean, the motion to dismiss, and then just log off. Like, a performance art piece. Okay. We have claps. We have claps, 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 claps. Also, if you're in here, I have another little surprise announcement to make. I will be doing an awards show, a YouTube award show, and sponsored by me on my own channels. And it will be called That Surprise Award Show trademark. I'm putting the TM on it right now because Brian Kuchar is desperate to get sued. Someone stole or attempting. They didn't steal it because that would imply it worked. Attempted to steal my trademark, like applied for That Surprise Witness trademark. Yeah. Can y'all believe that? Facts ain't defamation too. And said that let me do a poll real quick, actually, now that we're here. I want to do a poll. Oh, shit. I mean, shoot. Well, let me see that. Actually, I want to keep that one going for a minute. Okay. I'll do a poll in a second. I'll do a poll in a while. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Kenya. Yes. Cool. Nairobi. I want to go over there. I want to visit. What else did I want to talk about? So yeah. Okay. So I guess the TLDR, the little wrap up as far as, all of the stuff going on with Jay-Z and all that, like, not that y'all asked me for my advice or my opinion, and, not that you work for me or anything, but I would just invite you to consider as we move forward, it's going to be a long 6, 7, months with this Diddy coverage. It's a lot of excitement, I'll say, out here. And some of it is exciting. It's exciting to see people, get their comeuppance. It's exciting for the notion, the hope that maybe somebody is going to get some type of justice. Maybe the public's going to get some transparency and stuff like that. I mean, there's parts of it that are exciting. There's parts of it that are not exciting at all. And I think just for the purposes of moving forward, let's just maybe, I don't know, consider toning down some of this excitement. Like some of this, not everything that happens is so binary. Not everything that happens is the case is over, or Jay-Z's done forever, or Diddy can never come back from this. We have too much more time to go before trials and stuff even start. Okay, let me get to some of these star messages. Drake's new ranch in Texas, 45 minutes from me. Thank you for the $4.99, Nicole Faust. I'm gonna have to look at what that's about. His ranch in Texas. Thank you for the $9.99, Freddie Nava. Just want you to know you're doing a great job. Thank you for keeping us informed. Oh, thank you so much. I'm from LA and have some sources if I ever get inside info. Okay. All right. Well, make a video about it. I'll share it. I don't want to buy inside info because then that's how you get got. I appreciate that. And if it's not something too serious, yes, please feel free to. ThatSurpriseWitness@gmail.com. Thank you for the $9.99 and for the kind words. Kitty Soft, thank you for the $4.99. You have genuinely helped me remain balanced and not let bias take over. Wow. Thank you. That's a high order of praise. Welcome to members, KP. Shout out to you, KP. Oh, okay. Somebody I was Facebook friends with had that profile photo, but then I just realized it was what's that from? Somebody famous or something? KP. Shout out to you. Thank you, Nicole Faust, for the $1.99. Super chat. BJ doing the work of your higher power. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the $2. Lisa Marchbanks. How many lawsuits is Diddy up to now? I don't know. It's more than 20. Shout out to Deborah becoming a member. Shout out to High Vibes for All becoming a member. Shout out to you again. Thank you so much, Nicole, for the $4.99 super chat again. Preach this cat. Thank you, Erica, for the. Oops, I'm getting distracted by that. It's like chatception. Hold on. Thank you to Nicole, the $1.99 super chat. Doing the word. Yep, I did that one. Okay. Erica, thank you for the $5 super chat. If Busby is licensed for personal injury in New York, can he practice civil law too? It depends how he's licensed. If he's licensed through like Pro Hoc Vice, I think he has to come through like each and every case he files. He has to still go through this little process of like getting permission. I'm not an expert on it. I mean, I definitely did know about this to take the NPRE or whatever, but I forgot. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Friend of Ghost, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. This is the absolute best live ever. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. Thank you, Friend of Ghosts. Fabulous Fab. Whoa, 10 memberships. Shout out. Thank you, Fabulous Fab. If you got one of those memberships, I know you probably already said thank you, but say thank you maybe again. That is really nice. Thank you so much, Fabulous Fab, for the 10 memberships. Measured Man, thank you for the $10. Only 3 platforms we rock with on here. Okay, cool. Thank you, Measured Man, and thank you for the $10 super chat. Wow. Rabbit became a member again. Oh, girl, you let it lapse. You let it lapse. Thank you for the $10 again. The one we are taking care of. Make It Make Sense doesn't answer us, but he was on Lou Taylor board. Make It Make Sense. Actually, ironically, right here. Thank you so much for the Make It Make Sense is up for Album of the Year at the BJ Awards. Wait, which album? I was thinking like intro song, definitely, best intro song. I can't give away everything before it's finished. Thank you again for the $10 super chat, Measured Man, and Mims in the chat. Shout out to Mims. If y'all don't know, Mims is a very good commentary channel, personal friend, of the channel, and has been on here one time before on a panel. Who knows? Could never happen again. Could happen again. Who knows? And does same area of commentary as well as a lot of other perspectives. If you are looking for more Diddy coverage, which I'm sure you are, because it's a deep, dark, wide web, you should go and subscribe not only to Make It Make Sense, but also to Down the Rabbit Hole News. Shout out to both of them. I actually don't watch everybody, out here, but I do watch those two. Did you talk about Jay-Z and the rant? Yeah, Shirley, it's happened. It's happened. We've moved on. Auburn, but didn't she go somewhere else for? Okay, so what else thing did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about Chloe, her video. I wanted to talk about, okay, the girl that with the 100 men. Y'all saw that? Let me put a poll in the chat. Did y'all see the woman? It just popped up on my YouTube. It was like a documentary. And frankly, a very well done documentary. Like the actual camera, like the person and doing it. I'd never heard of him before. It's made well. Okay. But the content, whoa, and it wasn't like what you would expect, like what I expected. I expected it to be unsettling and disturbing for a certain set of reasons, but it ended up kind of hitting it in a different way. Oh yeah, I want to do. I'm doing a poll right now for y'all. I want to end. Wait, which poll was this one? 90% of y'all said it seemed like Chloe was PR pushing for the defense. 90% of 665 votes. Okay, we're going to end that one before it gets to 666. I don't really care about that. Okay, another poll. Nope, that's a Q&A. I'm going to do another poll, and this poll is going to be, did you hear about the 101? how do I say this without getting flagged? Did you hear about this 100 men quote stunt? I'll say that. Had you heard about it? That includes, did you actually watch it? Did it come across your feed? Did somebody tell you about it? Like some way, somehow, are you already familiar with this? Lily Phillips. I had not heard of her, and I had not heard of the documentarian. It was one day. They started it in the morning and they ended it at night. And y'all, I'm an open-minded individual. I am. For my own self, no, not like that. But for people, what y'all want to be out here doing, I'll let y'all do it. You know I do. I don't, if you're asking my opinion, if you're asking my advice, I'll tell you don't do that, because I think you'll regret it one day, because there's like all kinds of like unseen entanglements that we enter into whenever we going into, relations with people, even so much as just like interacting in the quantum with that person, like commenting back and forth. But then, the more you incorporate your, earth body into it, I would say probably you're going to probably end up not feeling good about it later one day. That's what I would say if you ask my opinion. But I'm not going to say there should be some type of law. There should be somebody should come get her or something. No, she should be able to do what she wants to do. But my question is, did she want to do it? Because I know that leading up to it, right, on the surface, it's very like, oh yeah, it's my fantasy, I want to do it, and all of that. But then leading up to it, I kept thinking about, like, it was kind of hard to put myself in that position, because it wouldn't have been me in that position. But like, I kept thinking, like, what if somehow I ended up in the position where I led people to believe I wanted to do this? And then like, now there's like 8 people in here. They filming. There's a whole documentary going on. We've led up to it. There's all of this marketing. It's almost like that child star dilemma, where it's like, well, I'm not saying she didn't have a choice at any time, just like Jake Weddle, right? Like at any time he could have said, I don't want to be in here anymore, I want to quit. And so she's the boss. It does seem like at any time she could have said, like, I changed my mind. And then like, it's like 5 minutes each for the stunt, for the performance. And she's the host. And there was this really ominous moment where she's kind of talking and she's getting dressed or whatever. And her like female manager comes in with a wire, like something, she's plugging it in the wall, and they stop interviewing for the interview and the documentary. And they look over to this, I don't know, assistant, whatever, manager, I don't know, whoever. And she's like, oh, I'm just putting a baby monitor in here so we can keep an eye on you. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, people saying it's just for content, but like that we're getting a little too nonchalant with just saying this. For content, for what? There's a lot of reasons to make content, right? For what? And who's making the money? How is the money being distributed? You know what I mean? And then there was this other moment where it's in the middle of it, like mid, well, not, I'm trying to say things in the way where I'm keeping it, above board over here and all that, following all the rules. But there's another moment where she's taking a break throughout the day or whatever. And it was like, maybe participants had come through, maybe 30 or 40 of them. And she's like wrapped up in a towel and she's and she's laughing. And she's like, I think it's been like, one has been 8. So they interview her after 8. Then they interview her again after 40. And she said it was like, between, yeah, no, it's nasty. Between, sorry, I cannot look at y'all's comments because I get distracted. I can't even finish a thought. between like, you know, around the 30, 40 people mark. So she still had like whatever, like 70 to go. And it's like, what if she would have wanted to quit then? What if it was like, actually, no. Like, what was she going to do? She was going to come out and be like, okay, I quit. Like, it was almost like the point of no return or something. It's like, did she have like the incentives to quit, the meaning, the you know, and all that? And it's like, now look, listen, I'm not trying to say she was forced. I don't have any proof she was. But the pressure and the incentives involved that she admittedly is responsible for, but the pressure and the incentives involved make me think she might have like kept going with it even after she was pretty not comfortable with it anymore. And then she was doing this interview afterward and saying like she felt bad because some of the people didn't get to complete to their, you know, satisfaction. And she like would like feel bad about it. I don't know. But now, I mean, apparently, and then afterward, the whole big thing that everybody's talking about is like afterwards she started crying. She started crying and she was like, it's intense. I wouldn't recommend other people do this. It's really stuck with me. I didn't watch it fully at first. The first time I watched it, I was like, this is too, like, I didn't know what it was going to have in it. You know, I didn't, so I kind of like, I would click and watch a couple minutes and then go further down and watch a minute. And then just to kind of get, cause if I watch like full on, like without any preparation, I feel that stuff can really get to me. It really can get to me. It can make me feel physically sick. It can give me a migraine. I mean, I can't be just inundated with some debauchery. I had to protect my little peace circle. But then I did later, the next day, I watched it in full, and it doesn't really show anything graphic. Pretty much everything's blurred out. But apparently there is a and they don't show the scene of the girl doing the performance. That's not shown. That's not shown at all. It's a documentary leading up to it. And then they do a couple interviews. They show her kind of throughout it, but like not during. Do you see it? Like it's like on a break during the performance. Like she's by herself or whatever. And then at the end, they do more interviews. And then I think later, a couple days or whatever later, they do a final kind of recap interview or whatever. So she's on social media. So she's Lily Phillips. So she's out here. And like a lot of people are saying like, you know, they're being kind of mean to her and like, y'all, it is nasty. It is pretty nasty. But listen, I don't see it as like, I think she's kind of like a little bit, it's her choices. I'm not blaming somebody else for it. It's her choices, but I feel for her in a way that's like, not like, I don't feel like people are having a lot of compassion for her. And I feel like something had to happen. You know what I mean? Like something had to go wrong. I feel similar about Amanda Rabb. You know, everybody had their thoughts and opinions on her. And it's like, I mean, sure, Amanda Rabb is making her own choices out here, but like, I feel compassion for her. And like, I like, you know, could see how she could think and do the things she's doing or whatever. But like, but this girl, Lily Phillips, I don't know nothing about her. I don't know anything about her, but she was crying. And then they were doing a tour of the room in the aftermath of the room, y'all. They went into the room. And I'm going to tell you, you can't even, if you watch the video on YouTube, the floor is blurred out, but it's like a blur that you can kind of see through. So, you know, you can get the gist. And it's just like rappers everywhere. I think it looks like that. It's just everywhere. And so she walks in the room and we're in the camera, right? So like we're the cameraman, we're with him, we're back here. She walks in the room, Lily. It's over, it's done, it just happened, it's ended. It's over, it's done. Then the documentarian guy, he follows her into the room. I don't remember his name. And he's like this tall blonde, like UK British guy. And then following after him, the cameraman walks in. Okay, think about cameraman, okay? What their job is. Walks into the room, immediately gags. The cameraman gagged because of the smell. And I think I think I need to think about it even more. before I really could be able to tell you what my final thoughts are on it. But I can tell you that it is, Josh is his name. It was unsettling in a way I anticipated it to be unsettling and debauched. But for some reason that I still can't quite put my finger on. I mean, I could guess, but I really want to actually think about it more before I make a public statement about it. Something about it is unsettling in a way I didn't expect. And in a way that I haven't felt maybe ever. Remember when you used to watch a documentary back in the 90s or the 2000s and it would just sit with you? And every now and again, something can do that now these days too. But it was one of those. Oh man. And truly, I'm not judging her at all. Really. I almost wonder if she's not being taken advantage of because she's like such a traumatized people pleaser that she almost don't know how to say no. Now, that doesn't mean she during the stunt. I'm just saying like a lot had to lead up. But now she's saying she wants to do it again. But now he almost puked because it smelled. The name of the documentary. Let me pull it up. I'm not going to play it. Don't worry. I won't play it. But I'll show y'all what it looks like as far as the who it is, the guy's page, and I'll tell y'all his name and what it's called and all that. Oh my God. The crazy thing is like it certainly has been suppressed. So whenever you look for it, it don't show up. It's all these commentary videos. Josh Peters. Okay, so this is this is his page. And I'm minding my business, right? Innocently scrolling, innocently rolling around. And I see this, right? This is his page. This is his channel. He has a lot of subscribers. Make videos about things that interest me. Josh Peters, Pieters. So it's a 47-minute long documentary. It's got 3 million views. It was posted a week ago. And that's her right there, Lily Phillips. And I'm not going to click it just because I don't know what it's going to start playing and all of that. But, yep. I wouldn't want to, yep. No, the 2 men, we already talked about that. I'm just doing the after show. Thank you so much. Moonstone Jim for the $10. Lily claims that hold on, let me do this, is a warm-up for 1,000 next. I used to work with an organization that got folks out of the industry. It's a very dark, broken world. I can literally only imagine. But, Moonstone Jim, I kind of felt like that was part of, I don't know how to talk about these things in the right terms. I don't know what the right terms are, but one of the themes or tones or something that I noticed was like the way Lily was speaking, and in a way that I'm not trying to be funny at all. It kind of reminded me of a similar feeling I got when I was watching Ariana Grande and Cynthia, what's her name? Cynthia Erivo. I don't know her name. I think that's it. Doing Wicked interviews. It's like, I almost felt like I was looking at a person who doesn't get out of their, I don't know, world, community, whatever, very much. Like the way that Lily Phillips, and delightful and beautiful and charismatic and, all of that. I really have nothing bad to say about her, truly. And I think she's getting beat up online in a way that's mean and unnecessary and uncalled for. But whatever, people can say their opinions. They're allowed to. The Lily Phillips the way she was acting, kind of like with Josh Peters, made me feel like she was unaccustomed to speaking about this with people who didn't know about the world of this world. And that is what made me think like maybe just nobody around her knows, you know, like what, I don't know. I can only speculate, but I hope it was consensual and she wasn't pressured and she doesn't regret it and all of that. That's all I can hope. Thank you for that $10 super chat as well, Moonstone. Benji. Woo. The P. Diddy demons. Woo. All right. Thank you for the $2, Agnes. Woo. On that note, I'm getting choked up literally. Yeah, this is a good point, Meat Bop. And thank you for the $4.99 super chat. We are who we are based on who we grew up from and around, our environment and our education. And a little bit of who we just are, I think. But I agree with you for sure. Woo. I gotta go. I'm coughing and choking. Thank you. Love you, mean it. Goodbye.